And we're live. Smashcast, number unknown.
Number unknown.
Because we didn't look.
Could be 44.
43, 44-ish.
Yeah,
maybe?
I'm guessing 44.
Yeah, so it has been a week. I haven't even had a chance to upload the last episode on YouTube or on Spotify. So we are behind, but as long as we have the lives here, you guys get them here live. G Money, let's go. Yeah, man. So, what's up, dog? How are you?
It's been a week. I can't believe it's Thursday already.
That's exactly what I told Karen.
I'm shocked it's Thursday.
I'm like, it's gone pretty fast this week. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, and also the weather's cooling down here in Vegas.
Ooh.
The
weather though is nice.
Big time. Except for the smoke, it's been nice.
Oh, that smoke was nasty.
Yeah.
I mean,
it made me physically ill. I had a really hard time.
It smelled good a little bit. I like
part
the
of it was
smell.
I like a campfire.
I do like campfire.
I'm telling you, it's been forever since I've been around a campfire.
Oh, really?
I'm missing it. Oh, I love campfires.
Yeah,
love it.
I have have one of those like smokeless campfire things.
Oh, no kidding.
It's a smokeless pit. I can't think today. Like the words are not coming to my brain today.
Same.
What is it? A pit? A fire pit?
Fire pit. Okay.
My goodness.
That's right. Then this will be a good one because I'm going on very little sleep. So
I'm still fasting right now. So.
Oh wow.
But it's fine. I mean, I'm not that hungry. I made what did I make last night? Oh, I just warmed up like 10 ounces of steak.
Nice.
With maybe like 6 to 8 ounces of kimchi.
Nice. Oh, that sounds good.
And then my mom brought Taylor a Chick-fil-A sandwich, but she couldn't have it because of the gluten on the breast.
Got it.
Because it was fried.
Got it.
And so I just warmed that up and I just had the breast.
So it was Gorilla Boy dinner.
It was a Gorilla Boy dinner for sure.
That's awesome. Well, Taylor, not your Taylor, but Taylor, Hanato's Taylor.
Yeah.
Hanato and Taylor. She posted this. I don't know if it was a story or a post, but I reposted on Smash Iron Fitness, and it was like a mishmash of things on a plate. And the whole goal is like, look, eat whatever makes sense to eat. And sometimes it doesn't. It's not a cohesive meal, but she knows what she's doing, obviously, because she's a nutritionist.
Yes.
So it's like what you threw together is a good example of that.
Yeah, it was just
like
perfect.
This is what I want.
Yeah.
So this is what we're having.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're doing.
Sometimes you just gotta throw it in.
Yep.
And
yep.
Yeah. I mean, like 10 ounces of steak.
That sounds good, man.
Comes out to like.
Well, there's 80 grams in a pound, roughly, protein.
80 pounds.
80 grams.
80 grams in a pound.
In a pound of meat, depending how lean or not lean it is. So 10 ounces is. So 10 ounces is at least. It's probably like 50-ish.
50. Yeah.
50-ish grams of protein.
50.
Pre-cooked.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of kimchi lately. Like,
it's good for you.
I've been trying to raise the fermented vegetables.
Nice.
Nice. It's good for us. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Do you do fermented vegetables?
I don't. But I'm not a cook. So I mean,
kimchi's out of the.
I don't buy it.
Okay.
Not that I love it.
Yeah.
My diet's embarrassingly simple, and that's not a virtue. Like, make no mistake, I'm not resting on any laurels here.
Yeah.
Like, my prepped meals is white rice, black beans, spinach, ground turkey, and beef. That's that.
Yeah.
Slop in the morning, and then like snack is bell peppers and cottage cheese, and sometimes a whole pound of frozen mango chunks when I can't control myself.
That's perfect.
Like that's it.
It's balanced.
And just copy paste ad infinitum.
How's your gut? Like, do you have good poops? Do you have farts? Like,
I crop dust around the gym. I'm sorry. So I do that. Everything's pretty regular. I would have no idea what my gut biome is like, to be honest with you.
Like, would you say because like when I was eating super clean, as in like chicken, broccoli, rice.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I think the broccoli was giving me like those like sulfur.
Oh, it can't.
Sulfur farts.
Yeah. If you get too much of that, it can be very intense with your body. I don't have that many vegetables.
Okay.
I don't. And in fact, when we went to El Pollo Loco,
and
I had all that broccoli.
Yeah. You had farts.
That was rough because the I have like spinach, but it's like maybe a cup of cooked spinach.
What's up?
Yeah, it can be pretty intense, especially if you're not used to eating it. But I don't know. I don't. This is going to sound awful, but I don't think of that as much right now. I got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
But it's a fish to fry eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, stay hydrated and get some sleep. That's my number one problem right now.
Hydration and sleep. Yeah,
I'd say so.
those-
I'd say sleep number one, and then hydration's next. And I don't know if I'm over or under, and it's hard to regulate that. But when your sleep is off, everything's off.
Yeah.
At least for me, my clients as well. And
Yeah.
for most people, I tell people, look, sleep is number one.
It is.
Diet, hydration,
Yep.
non-exercise activity, and what you do in the gym is at the bottom.
And that's a really tough pill to swallow
That is
for
a tough
lot
pill
of
to
people.
swallow.
They're
'Cause-
like, what?
Like what? And then stress kind of screws everything up. So, but
Yeah.
that's people don't quite realize that you burn more calories outside of the gym than in. Cool. So focus on that, like taking your steps and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like all that
man.
little silly stuff that we laugh at. Oh, take 10,000 steps and walk the stairs. That adds up.
It does.
That's how to get it first.
Yep.
You can grind in the gym and awesome. Weight training is if you're going to do the gym, do weight training. Cool. Low, if you want to lose weight, low burn cardio.
Yeah.
Don't have to go crazy. But
see.
it's all that other stuff.
It
Sleep
really
and
does
all that.
matters. Like right now, I'm at almost 5,000 steps.
Yeah, day's half over, man. And it's a great pace. And they even say for
yeah.
people under 60, 8,000 is even enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, there's not really like a below 8,000, it's nothing, and above 8,000, it's magic. It's all linear, but you
Yeah.
get most of the bulk of the benefit about 8 to 10,000, 10 to 12,000, and then
Got
for
it.
older people, it's like 6 to 8,000.
Oh,
But if you can do 17, cool, do it.
Yeah.
But
I eventually
It's not nothing.
want to do 20,000 consistent. I think that's.
you'd have to change some things in your life. Wouldn't you have to do that, or would you not?
It's just like going out for walks more. I think.
Yeah.
And just seeing what that takes me.
Yeah.
So like yesterday, like we went out for that walk.
Yeah, that was cool.
And that took me to like 12,000 yesterday.
Did it really?
Well, total for
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
And so today, and because I was running short on time, instead of hitting the sauna,
Yep.
I walked
No,
on the
that's cool,
treadmill.
man. Good for you.
And so
Good for you.
I'm gonna start. I mean, now that the weather's getting better, thank God. I want to start taking out like I take my clients on walks. So like they're
That's really smart.
I take them for walks. Let's go. So instead of
That's smart.
instead of going on the treadmill and just being just like,
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
whoa.
really smart.
I have a question. I do over 10,000 steps at work every day, but haven't been to the gym in a while. I feel like I'm still giving my body exercise, but have been feeling guilty not going to the gym. That's still good getting steps in yet.
so yeah.
What do you want to take this?
Sure. I mean, we can both take it.
Yeah.
So daily activity is actually more important.
Yes.
Than weight training.
Yes.
Obviously, weight training is great, and you'll get more muscle breakdown, and you'll gain muscle because of that. Cool. But if you're already doing 10,000
That's
a
amazing.
day, that is really good.
That's awesome.
But so activity, right? We said that's like your third level down, right? So check first your first
Sleep.
two levels,
Yep,
which is sleep
and diet.
and nutrition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
once if your sleep is amazing and your nutrition's on point, as in like you're getting enough protein, because
Yep.
like getting enough protein
It's a big deal.
is a big deal. So I would do like at whatever weight you want to be at,
Yep.
have that much protein in grams.
Yep.
So let's say you want to be 150, eat 150 grams of
Sure.
protein.
Yep.
And make that as consistent as possible. And then if you're getting 10,000 steps consistently, make that consistent. And then when
Yep.
you can make time to get into the gym, 1-2 times a week maybe.
Yep, weight training.
You don't need much. I actually get really good results with clients that only come and see me one time a week because we are consistent
Yeah,
at
it's
once a
consistent
week.
matters. Like your body's not going to your body has no incentive to change at all if it's not consistent. It'll just
Yeah.
treat it as a one-off. I mean, the reason why more muscle is better is because it burns hotter. In higher protein diets, they burn hotter, presuming that you've got regular kidneys. Like protein, the digestion of protein burns 10 times harder than the digestion of fats.
Yes.
So if you eat a high protein diet and you're weight training in the gym, you're doing your 10,000 steps, even if you weight train once a week, whatever, like you're training your body to burn hotter. And so it's an interesting and fun self-feeding mechanism there.
Yeah. So
But no,
does that answer your question?
Yeah, don't.
Ricky, I miss you so much, by the way.
Awesome. But don't
come
feel
in,
bad.
come into the
yeah,
gym.
come and see Carlo. But don't feel like you're not doing enough, because that's and this is from the gym and training. Like, we'd love to say, oh, you know what? If you're not coming to the gym, then you're not doing anything. It's like, actually, you're doing. That's like the last thing to fill in, and you will someday. Cool. But focus on those other things first, and then if you want, then you can start coming in. Let's do some weight training and and all that kind of stuff.
And honestly, Ricky, you can easily do some things at home. So it's like,
for sure,
like
for sure.
And if you're getting 10,000 steps, amazing. But like maybe add when you're just like at random times, I would like lunge.
Yep.
I would just like add in lunges here and there, add some like body weight squats here and there, and then before bed, like do some push-ups. That is gonna add up. And it's gonna add up.
Yeah.
So even if you're not going into the gym, like you don't need a gym, right? It's just body weight. You can literally get some really good muscle breakdown at home.
They call them exercise snacks. Apparently,
exercise snacks?
Yes, I learned this in my silly little course. So doing some kind of intense exercise for 60 seconds a couple of times a day. They've done studies, and that like does something. It actually matters, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, but no, it's true. So you're already doing some awesome work if you're getting 10,000 steps a day consistently. Like, that's already better than 95% of humanity.
Seriously.
That's amazing. Good for you. That's
but yeah,
cool. I don't
there
get
you go,
10,000.
Ricky. Love you. I miss you. I miss our Holstein days. Man,
Holstein?
So me and Ricky, we go back.
Yeah.
So
cow tipping? Holstein or?
Yeah, Holstein's. So it was a restaurant that I used to serve at.
Got it.
And,
okay.
And Ricky, we're both in there.
Fun.
And man, every time that me and her had a shift together, it was a laughing stock.
Oh, that's
awesome. It was just like if
that's fun.
I just remember like one time she ran on the wall, and like and our manager saw, and he's like, seriously, and we're.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. So it was just always like a laughing stock. So it was always like it was just like an amazing time every time that we had a shift together. Like,
that's fun. That's cool. That's cool.
Oh my gosh, I can just remember just those times. But like that's why I love working at like let's say Holstein's. Holstein's was actually my last job, but it was just the people, and the people were just amazing. Like the
people make
matter.
a place. Yeah,
people
they do.
Matter.
They really do. They really do.
So
I had this conversation with someone this morning that one of my previous companies. I said the management was just really awful, bad company, but the people were amazing. And so it kept a lot of people because we're all
It kept me there, man. I was there for 5 years or 4 years or something like that. It's crazy.
For sure.
It was, and if it wasn't for COVID, I don't know. I think I would have stayed there longer.
Yeah, could be.
But COVID changed a lot. Right?
Yeah, so apparently COVID-19 as the whatever, well, depends on what you want to subscribe to. It's almost 5 years this winter. How's that for ridiculousness?
What?
Yeah. Lockdowns were 4.5 years ago. 4.5 years ago, man. We lost an entire, I don't know, we lost a lot. And yet people's memory is very short. And it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing how people forget some of that stuff. Well, I mean, it was at least an election ago.
It was 2020, right?
March 2020. Ugh. And it's September, so that's 6 months plus 4 years is 4.5 years since lockdowns.
Nuts, man.
Yep. Flatten the curve, baby. Flatten the curve.
I can remember the day. It was the weirdest thing, man, because we had to close down in March, right? And a lot of gyms, actually some gyms stayed open, but like I just felt like I couldn't stay open. But like what we did was we rented out equipment. So people,
that's cool.
People were literally leaving with equipment.
That's weird.
But as long as they kept their membership going.
Got it.
So you can take equipment away.
Yep.
Bye guys. Bye. Love you.
See you, Ricky.
What's it called? God, good old Holstein's days, the best time. Yeah, for sure.
But
so people rented equipment.
So people rented equipment, yeah. So like, as long as they kept their membership, they can leave with equipment. So then I was like basically writing away some equipment.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, so it's like let's keep Smash Iron Fitness alive and post on your story and tag Smash Iron Fitness. So like that's kind of somehow how we kept up a little bit.
Cool. Okay.
But like, man, I would come in and it was just like, it was the weirdest thing. It was just like, it's like there was no one on the streets, right? There was no business running, and I would just walk into this empty gym, and it was emptier because the equipment was gone.
Yeah. Oh, that must have been weird.
It was weird.
That's weird.
It was weird, man. And to think of it, like, that was only not even 3 years after we opened.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
because
That's right.
we did a grand opening on December 2017.
Yep.
And so
Yeah, so that was 2
Like
years.
2 years.
In a couple of months. Yeah, 2.5 years. That's something.
crazy.
Something.
It's crazy.
So what do you do the next time? The next lockdown? How do you plan to handle it? You and your family in the gym?
We're
and all that?
not locking down. What are you talking about?
Okay. Cool.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason that people did it was because it was like it was a scare tactic almost, right? Like, it was like,
I would like to believe that people can't be suckered into it this next time,
yeah.
but people's memory are short, and this. You want to block out those painful memories for sure, but I don't think I'm going to comply.
Man, lockdown.
I don't think I'm going to comply.
Lockdown really messed some people up mentally.
Yep, it did.
And
Sure.
if you just take that in consideration, right, of like lockdown, it's like either I'm going to comply again and I'm going to mess up my mental state to the point of possible suicide, or I'm not going to comply.
Yep.
And yeah, whatever, you may get fined, but if you can save yourself,
Yeah.
it's totally worth it.
I'm not willing to do what I did in 2020. I can guarantee that.
So where were you and what
Seattle.
were you? Okay.
So I was where some of the first cases hit. Yeah, and we had the fun of that whole, Chaz, the Capitol Hill autonomous zone, where they burned out the East Precinct of the police because they just gave it up and all that stuff, and Summer of Love and all that crap. Mostly peaceful protests and such. Seattle locked it down big time. They locked it down hard, and they locked down for a long time. And
How long was their lockdown?
I don't think gyms opened there for like 9 to 12 months.
Wow. Yeah,
Restaurants
wouldn't have
didn't
survived.
open. Restaurants didn't open really until maybe a year after lockdowns, and then it was kind of trickling.
Yeah,
and it was never the same.
We wouldn't have survived. So
Yeah,
like,
Vegas
we
was-
were open by June.
Yeah, Vegas. I mean, good for Vegas.
That month, I don't know. I think I'll share this with you again if you didn't know. We had 100 signups that month.
No kidding.
100.
Wow.
New signups.
Wow.
And the thing is, like, we didn't have any money coming in June because we took out. So April hit.
Yep.
Because I didn't stop it.
Right.
So April hit, and they're like, "Yo, what's going on?" I'm like, "Okay, like." I said, "Hey, no worries. Everything is going to stop." So I had to do like an immediate halt.
Yep.
And then I told them that April is going to roll over into June.
Got it.
So I didn't have any money starting June.
Got it.
But we had 100 signups that
amazing.
month.
Wow.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, good times, but not good times at all.
No. But we're here. We're alive.
Yep.
We are actually here for the next 8 years.
That's right, you just signed
we just signed I don't know if you guys knew, but we're locked in for another 8 years here at Smash Iron Fitness Central.
Two more presidential cycles. So excited. 8 years.
Interesting,
right?
huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's right.
So think of it like that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm so exhausted for.
Just exhausted from this year
Yeah,
already.
pretty much. I've already turned off my brain to a lot of what's
Oh
going
my
on.
gosh.
Had to.
Yeah.
Mental health, man.
It is.
I was having a
important.
conversation with someone. It was basically game theory where. So here's a stupid little example.
Okay.
I forgot who I was talking to. I think it was Roy actually. When sometimes when you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, I don't know what time it is, and I don't know whatever. Well, ultimately speaking, if you knew what time it was, would that change what you're going to do afterwards? So if
Yes.
Okay, it would for you then. Okay. So for me, for instance, I either look at the clock, get anxious, and then go back to bed with anxiety, even more than I have, or I just say, I'm not going to look at the clock because I'm going to go to bed anyway.
Okay.
So I've been exploring mentally some of these ideas of, like watching the debate, for instance. I
totally missed it, by
I
the
didn't
way.
watch the debate because
didn't.
ultimately
Yeah.
it's not going to change what I'm going to, who I'm going to vote for.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be any more mad than I already am.
Yeah.
So it's like at some point you have to say, does this additional knowledge, and this goes back to therapy too, and don't even get me started, but I'm going to start here for just a moment. Like if you knew why Carlo mad, Carlo smash, like if you knew about some of your characteristics and the causes of it, you really dug deep for a good solid 4 years.
Yeah.
What does that buy you? Like ultimately you still have to do something with your life and get and move on in some way.
Yeah.
Now if finding the answer and the source for some of your angst buys you the solution, awesome. Otherwise you're just wallowing in it.
Yeah.
And so at some point you have to make decisions like, does it matter if I would make the same decision if I know the information or not know information or something like that, then you have to ask yourself, is it worth taking any of that on? Yeah. And I'm finding that a lot of stuff in my life doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm going to vote for who I'm going to vote for. I'm going to go back to sleep, or at least try to, regardless of what time it is. Yeah. So why expose yourself to stuff you can't control, or worse yet, that has literally at the end of the day has no bearing on your actions.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would say you as a person, dog, you are very, and we talked about this, very, very reactive and receptive.
Yes, unfortunately, right? For good or for ill.
And
that's right.
Yeah,
I'm more reactive. That's right.
For good and for ill, right?
That's right.
So
that's right.
Whatever, let's say, even as a simple, let's say, drug, right?
Yep.
You are going to have those reactions, good and bad.
Yes.
So it's good to know that.
It's no moralistic judgment. It's just the fact to know that I am reactive. Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I think for people like you, yes.
Yep.
There's no point.
Yeah.
There's no point of because you're gonna add to the reactions that are already happening already.
That's right.
So like for me, like if like right now, I am waking up in the middle of the night because like I put my son to sleep, and if I'm tired from the day, I literally fall asleep with him at his own room.
Yep.
And I then wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm still here, so I have to get up.
Yep.
And go and back to bed.
Yep.
And for me, like I would love to know the time, because then I know mentally, okay, I have 5 more hours so I can sleep.
Okay, so for you that information helps.
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
so that's
cool.
awesome.
But if like sometimes, because like one night I woke up and I went back to bed, didn't check the clock.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, I went back to sleep, not knowing how long I had to sleep.
Yep.
And then literally within 20 minutes, I'm like,
wow, like you've got.
Well, if I would have known that,
I would have
made a better decision.
So that is a good. So information in that example would have helped you for sure.
Yeah.
And so that's a stupid, silly example, but it's an interesting example where it's good to know in which situations having that information.
Correct.
So here's another one. Let's bring it to the gym. Weigh-ins, right? So I'm doing my own journey and blah blah blah.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, if I were to do the in-body machine right now, like would it really fundamentally change anything that I plan on doing in the next 30 days? And for me now, the answer is no.
No.
But there's everything that can go wrong with it, because I could berate myself for this, that, the other.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it. For some clients, it's that information isn't helpful.
Yes.
And so I'm playing mentally with this idea of...
Because you are consistent, though.
That's fair. Because
everything.
That's fair.
Because you're consistent in what you're doing outside.
That's fair.
But an example with Jen, she checks it every week.
Got it.
Because she's not saying that she's not consistent, but like she needs to know what she's doing is giving her the result that she wants.
Well, and she just started 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, give or take, whatever, something. And she started on a new kind of like a leveled up thing.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for her to kind of check to see, is this making an effect, or do I need to make further? So that can make sense.
Yes.
But at the point at which something like that is, like if you're going to do the same thing regardless of what that says, and you have that question, is it really worth it one way or the other?
Yeah, if you are set in your ways and you're as consistent as you can be, and you know that you've and that's the thing. I feel like because you don't need that much information, because you're so grounded already.
Maybe that's it.
In your lifestyle, so grounded in the beliefs, so grounded in everything else, right? And I think for
good or for ill, I mean, but that's fair. But
so I think. I think people need to get to that place.
I think in some things, I think you're right. Personally, I believe that. I had the conversation this morning about how an individual thought, and perhaps he's not wrong, that I can be too close-minded, which is, in some cases I think I consider myself very open-minded. But that I am quick to evaluate, discern, evaluate, and like, okay, this is what it is. Granted, that's a strength when you're in analytics world.
Yeah. Yes.
Sort of wallowing in analysis paralysis, but it can close you off to new ideas and things of this sort.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it I don't know.
And then what I want to say with that is that it's good then to surround yourself with people who will pull you out of that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Who have good intent for sure, and
not
that's,
pull you out, but like be like, okay, I love the way you're thinking now.
Yeah, yeah.
But hold on.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, and let's talk it through, and then that can either open you up a little bit more.
Well,
right?
and that moved on to the second part of the conversation, which I basically asked him, was like, at what point do you stop trying to fix yourself and instead move to the change your tank? And we've talked about this multiple times, but it's like, this is a good tank to be in here.
Yes.
And so I feel better you coming to me and saying, hey, cool, have you thought about this? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool. But just random individual X, hey, have you thought about this? No, like, no. I don't know. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't know who I am. And so why are we, no, like, that's not how that works for me.
Yep.
And like I said, it's not good or bad. It just is. And I'm finding a lot of that intrigue in how people behave and their values and what they believe, and trying to
it's like
step away from some of that good, bad, because some of it just isn't good or bad. It just is. You just have to work with it. Like I know reactive clients. I know very non-reactive clients.
Yeah.
The frustrating thing for non-reactive clients is they do all this stuff and their changes come slow.
Yes.
The good thing is, quote, quote, good, is that they tend to keep it.
Yes.
So if they finally lost that 7 pounds, for instance, they'll keep that off for a little bit while. So it's just knowing yourself. It's just knowing yourself and being like, okay,
correct,
cool. You can call this good, call it bad, but it is what it is.
Correct.
So work with it.
Yep.
And leverage it to your advantage. You are a great example. Like you're a shark. Like you do things. If it's right in front of here, boom. And Carlo goes and he just does. He's like a little wind-up toy. Like goes. But and we can say, well, that's awesome, and it is when you direct it right.
Yes.
But otherwise, you may not know what the next thing to work on is, and so you're just kind of waiting for the next, thing to charge.
Yes.
So it's like but knowing about it's good to know.
Yes, I do. I am very. What is that? Is that task focused or what is that? Like I definitely do need something to do for like what's next? I
don't know. I don't know what that's called. I'm sure there's a word for it, but words are failing me today, just in general.
Yeah, me too. But what I wanted to say is that I think you've heard of this before, is that you are the sum of your 5 friends or your 5 closest friends.
Yeah, I believe that more and more.
So,
I believe that more and more.
Because I
do.
It's like if you surround yourself with people who are essentially not doing or whatever it may be, just look at your surroundings right now.
Yep.
And you are going to be and have similar aspects to your close peers.
Yep.
Whatever it is, and it could be a good thing that you got out of from them, or it could be a bad thing that you got from them.
Yep.
But like your peers and your surroundings will have an effect on how you act.
Sure.
Sean. Your surroundings will have an effect on how you think, on how you act, and what you do,
how you perform.
Everything.
They've done the studies in offices where they have like a high performer, right? And they measure the performance of people who concentrically sit next or away from them. And they've done massive studies. And basically, if you're around a high performer, you tend to perform better, which is interesting, right? What it means is that you don't just operate in a vacuum. It's like so people around you. Individuals around you affect what you're doing.
I love that so much.
And so here, like, this is why this. I don't know. I know I'm a fanboy of this gym, but what's interesting about this gym is there's so many different kinds of individuals here that there's competition, but there's not competition. It's everyone wants to see each other's best, but the people who walk through that door they're doing something for themselves.
Yep.
And so if you come through this door, you're going to be like, gosh, these people are doing their thing.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing, so I need to do my thing.
Yeah. It's just amazing because like by you doing your best, it allows other people to do their best.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
an example, like one of my clients, it was a couple, Wendell and Donna.
Yeah.
I love them,
Yeah.
and they're my morning clients, and they're the reason that I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, literally.
Literally. So
If it weren't for
thank
you, Wendell and Donna.
yeah, for the last 3 years,
Yeah.
I've woken up early because of
Because
them.
of them.
So,
That's awesome.
anyways, they had to come in because I was on leave because of my son, right?
Yep.
And they're like, hey, like, we saw this really, like, he was your height. He's like, you know, he had over 500 pounds squatting, and he was just doing it so easily. And I'm like, I wonder who it is. He's like Asian mix maybe. I'm like, was he short? No, it was your height. I'm like, Shane.
Shane? It's got to be Shane.
I was like, I think it's Shane. And so, but like,
Did he have a good-looking butt? Must have been Shane then.
would you look at that butt?
Look at that butt. Dump truck.
But it's just an example of that. Like,
Yeah.
man, if it's like see them
That's right.
witnessing
That's right.
a man
That's right.
lifting 500 pounds
Yes.
with ease.
Yes.
It's like, and by them being in that presence of that,
Yep.
will now make them better.
Yeah. Well, and Donna, like, I mean, I've seen Donna progress, and she's
Donna's great, man.
strong.
Donna has.
I mean, I'm like, I hope.
I think she does 245 for fives right now, and she weighs 100.
That's incredible.
And 20
I love
pounds.
It. I love it.
She's 120 pounds,
I love
lifting
it.
245 pounds 5 times,
That's amazing to me.
and she's 60 years old.
I love that. That's so awesome.
And she does 6 plates on the reverse hyper.
So awesome. You gotta love that.
Yeah,
You gotta love that.
I mean, I am proud
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
and
That's
she just
amazing.
wants more. She just wants to keep going.
Which is even better. Which is even better.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that proves our point again. They've been with me for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much on the same program.
Got it. Nice.
You know, and I think I maybe switched it up,
Tweaked a little bit here and there.
tweaked a little bit here and there.
Yep.
Obviously here, like, but that progressive overloading, that progressive loading has always been there. So,
Well, and they've been consistent.
and they're consistent.
I mean, they're not coming for a couple months and then stopping for a couple months and coming for a couple months.
And so if you actually go to smashironfitness.com, there is a testimonial video from Donna.
Oh, that's
and
right.
check that out, because like she looks great in that video. Everyone's always complimenting, but for me it's like I always see Donna, so it's like I don't now I don't see it, right?
Right,
But
right,
yeah, of
right,
course she
right.
looks great. But every time I show like a female, like, did you like look at her arms? Her arms look great.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, for sure. That's Donna.
That's Donna. Yeah, that's right.
You know,
That's right.
and so it's like, and so now there's a lot of older women who look up to Donna, like Karen. Karen is like,
she's a powerhouse.
man. She is like, she wants Donna. She's like, I'm gonna be
I'm
her
telling
one
you what.
day.
Oh, yeah, Karen. I love Karen.
But dude, Karen, she beats the crap out of herself, and yes, she will go above and beyond what I tell her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
You know, and then
You can't beat a spirit like
no,
that.
you
at
can't.
all.
You can't.
It's amazing.
She's relentless.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And she's again 63, 64 years old. But it's like I feel like there's this new wave of women like that in the 60s that just want life.
Yeah.
And they're willing to fight for it.
Yeah.
You know, because they realize, you know, what's going on around them.
Yep.
Either their siblings are dying around them.
Yep.
You know, their parents are gone or whatever.
Yep.
You know, and it's like, I need to live.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
it's a very hard why. Right? A why in the road. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to live for the rest
Yep.
of my life,
Yep.
or I'm going to live a life that I'm going to die soon.
Yeah, that's
Because it's literally right at the edge.
Yeah.
Of I'm gonna decide today that I'm not gonna look back anymore. I'm gonna live.
Yep.
I'm gonna live.
Yep.
I'm gonna live
Yep.
for the rest of my life now,
amazing.
rather than like me being in pain.
Yep, that's right.
And discomfort and regret.
Yeah.
You know, but Karen today she brought in her sister today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, her sister was Myra.
Okay.
66-year-old woman.
Okay.
She said she used to ride 20 miles a day.
Wow.
And she was super active, but she has this type of anemia that's eating her gut lining.
Oh my gosh.
And so because of her health problem, she's slowed down, right? And today, you know, I was able to work with her super tight hips. I mean, like super extremely tight hips. We did some hip mobility, and I taught her how to squat. and she's like, nobody has taught me like this how to squat. So I was able
cool.
to fix her squat. I was able to get her moving, and she actually did really good. She
amazing.
did 2, 4, 5 sets. Total body.
Wow.
She lasted that long.
That's impressive.
And it is. And I told her, I was like, not many people for their first time back last this long.
No.
She's like, really? I'm like, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, she's like, so do you still think like I have enough? Like, do you think I'm done for, or do you think I still have it? I'm like, no. I was like, and she's like, well, thank you for giving me
that's cool.
confidence to live now, basically.
That's amazing.
You know?
Well, her body will remember the days when she was more active. Like, so to get a lot of that back, or to get back into it, it would take less energy compared to someone else who never had that in the first place.
Yeah. And but it's that fight for life, it's like to fight for your health, because health is wealth, man.
Yep.
And that's been, I feel, the topic this week is what is wealth without health?
Yeah. Well, and you're going to pay for it one way or the other.
You're going to pay for it one way or the other.
People don't some people do, but many people don't realize you will pay for your health one way or another, whether you pay for it now in a strategic, proactive, intentful way,
yes,
or on the back end when you have to react to everything that's coming your way. And by then, there is a point where much of it is too late. Yes. And there are points where all of it is too late.
Yes.
So you pay for it now, out of pocket and with energy and all that, or you pay for it later. You can't. Most people can't escape life.
Yeah.
Absent an accident of some kind, without paying for their health in some way.
Yeah.
It's that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
It goes away. But might as well pay for it on your terms.
Yes. Well, I feel like that's why we're in such a critical industry, because it's like we have the ability and the power to give people power back, to give people health back, to give people
that's
confidence
a great
back.
way of putting it back. That whole climb to self-efficacy, and let them know that they got it, like that they can be powerful, that they are powerful, and they're not some, that above it. I mean, that's one of the big things I love giving clients, for sure.
It's like I remember the first day that you came in, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Boy.
I was sharing with Rachel, because Rachel, she's our new client.
Yeah.
Signed up yesterday, and she's like, do you have like any like testimonials or like before and afters? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Went to SmashIronFitness.com to the transformations, and we looked at Donna's video.
Awesome.
And then I scrolled down, and then you were on there, the year before and after picture.
Okay.
I'm like, and this is one of my clients. I was like, and he had spinal fusion, and this is how he looked, and like this is him now, and this is actually a no photo, so he looks even better now.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just an example of consistency.
Yeah.
Anything can be possible, but you just have to be consistent.
Yeah.
And everyone's journey is going to be different.
Sure.
Like I was like Amy was only with me for 3 months, and I showed her Amy.
Yep.
But we're able to give her confidence back.
That's right.
To give her a new life back, basically, in 3 months.
Yep.
But like, this is Deanna, and Deanna's been with me for 3 months, and it's like she's not at her best weight, but she definitely looks 10 times better than when she came in.
And I'm sure she feels 100 times better, for sure.
So it's I told her it's more than just exercising. It's deeper.
That's what I tell.
It is deeper than that.
That's what I tell my clients, and what I tell people. It's like, the good news is that the gym is going to change your life, but I give you a warning. I give you a warning that it's going to change your life.
Yes.
Because you cannot add the gym and fitness and health and walking, all these steps, just in isolation.
No.
Because what starts happening is the confidence increases, but you start expecting more about yourself. You understand objectivity more, and so therefore you have less patience for bad friends, less patience for bad partners, less patience for bad jobs, and you start being like, I think I'm going to make some changes here. Yeah. But that's why I give them the warning. I was like, you can't. I'm going to tell you now. You're not going to believe me until this happens. But it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is the awesome part of this.
Yeah.
But I'm giving you a warning. And now a warning. I'm giving you a warning that if you start doing this and improving yourself, you will grow out and evolve out of some or much or nearly all of your surroundings.
Yes.
And that's not a bad thing, but you have to understand that it's coming.
That it's gonna happen.
Yeah, yes.
It's gonna happen.
And that can be, I wish, if there's one thing that I wish I internalized more, was that. But at that point, I just wanted to go and go for it. But I wish I realized that more, because the transition of where I was and where I am now has been tough.
Yeah.
Still going through it.
Yeah.
But you just don't know until you do it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good that we have now that realization as coaches, right? Because
I have to play. Yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of coaches are still in the transactional, session per session, and my exercising is better than everybody else's exercising, and they don't realize that they can have a bigger effect on their clients if they focus on the other things.
Yes, the whole thing. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, like look, if you want the best trainer, I'm certainly not the best trainer, but if you're looking for, a coach who understands XYZ and my own experiences, or the other dozen trainers here who have their own unique experiences, or you, then that's where to do it.
Yep.
Like if you're looking for something transactional, this is not the place.
No.
This isn't the place, because that's not the people we attract, either in trainers or even the members.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just not what comes to the door.
Yeah, no, and this is what I told Rachel yesterday, and like I mean this too. I was like, Rachel, I want this to be your last stop. Like I don't want you getting off of your journey anymore. Yep. Like even if you don't stay with us forever, but I want to give you the tools and the information that you need that you can continue this for the rest of your life.
That's right.
And so, and she's like, okay.
That's in my opinion, that's the right way to do it. That's right.
Because it's like we want to teach you how to fish, and we just don't want to give you a fish.
Yes.
She's like, because she asked about like meal plans and things. I'm like, listen, like we can write a meal plan, but we rather help you and guide you to your meal plan.
That's right.
And what you like to choose and what you like to eat. Yeah, and then we can tweak here and there.
Right. We'll backfill why we say what we say. But,
correct.
I mean, how you do it matters, but that has to be personalized.
Correct.
Like, client X is going to eat differently than client Y. That's just how it's going to be. But there's ways. It's not one set way.
This is your vehicle. This is your 100%, vehicle, and if you want our guidance, we're going to be in the passenger seat, and in the front seat, passenger seat, and we can guide you wherever you go. But we have no control of the steering wheel. We have no control of the brindle. We have no control of the gas or brake. We have no control of any of that. We can just tell you the right things to do, and it's your choice. To go, to stop, to turn, whatever. Right? You have that choice on how fast and slow you want to take this, and that's exactly what I told her. She's like, okay, fair, like, cool. And she actually wants. She's 51 years old, I think, and she actually wants to step on stage for physique competition.
How awesome is that?
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
Bring it.
Let's do it.
Bring it.
See, like that comes to just how awesome is that?
Amazing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. That's so cool.
She's like, awesome. it's just like a little thing I have in the back of my mind. I'm like, no, that's good.
You want to do it? Let's do it.
I was like, we have to aim for that. Yeah. So it's like whatever goal you have in mind. Yeah. If we don't aim for that, you're gonna live in regret that you never tried.
And hey, if 6 months down the road she wants to tweak her goal, fine. But at least now you've got a direction. Like Correct. That's something. Like that's not like I just want to do a push-up.
Yeah,
that's something big.
Like what I told her, I was like, okay, let's say we're taking a road trip, right? And let's say our end goal is New York City. We're going to GPS it to New York City.
That's right.
It's going to take us weeks to get there from here.
That's fine.
But we still have to GPS it to New York City.
That's right. You can't just
whatever happens in between, flat tires, whatever it may be, that is the journey.
It's a really good.
But we have to GPS it to New York City.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, let's do that then. Okay. Boom.
That's awesome. Love it.
Mic drop. Boom. So let's end it there, dog.
Yeah, that's a great place to end it.
Let's end it there. We're 44 minutes in.
Yep.
Thank you guys for joining us again.
Yep.
It's always a pleasure. And I'm glad that Ricky was able to get information because there's no mics hooked up to this right now. So I'm glad that she was still able to hear us.
That's cool. That's cool.
So that's confirmation that
that is good. That is good.
The recording was there. Hold on, double.
Is he gonna do it? No, maybe not.
No.
Oh, he just gave us a thumbs up.
There we go.
There we go. Opa!
Awesome, guys. Thank you guys for joining us, and catch us next week, especially on Instagram Live. This is gonna be consistent.
Yep.
have patience and give me grace for posting it on YouTube because it takes a long time.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
On Spotify, it's not so long. I'm not going to post the video on Spotify. It's just going to be audio because
Yep.
it takes a very, very long
Yep.
time. For some reason, I can't figure it out why it's taking so long.
Yep.
Maybe the file is really big. These files come onto like 25.
Oh, gig?
25 gigs.
Yeah, I'm sure. That
It's
doesn't
crazy.
surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Anyways, peace and love.
Peace.
Have a good week.
Earth.
Bye.